on the previous episode.
Are the averages I pay for, which is a 283K on average. We bought Jerry Rice, and you will see in my binder when I go to list him, he sells on average for about 370,000. I have sold multiple for 370. The lowest I've sold him is like 355. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Now it's late Monday night. You're probably watching this actually Tuesday morning, but Mondays are more of a slow day. I have to make my Market Monday video, so No Money Spent ends up getting uploaded a little bit later. But welcome back to the channel, episode 55 of the No Money Spent. You see the top right, you see the coins. We have basically sold off every single card except a Devin White. Picked up another Devin White, same price, $559 this time, and right now I have him up for $747. Remember, I sold the last one for $797. I'm just trying to get around 700K, but I know he's probably going to go up more later in the week, so we just kind of have him selling. He's a more long-term investment. But you see the coin, 6.8 mil. We'll have about 7.4 mil when he sells. Probably my best week ever in terms of investing, trading, making coins through methods ever, probably in my, I don't know what you fucking call it, a career in Madden. But I made about, you'll see in the weekly recap, a new kind of segment we add to these videos that I'm going to have on every Monday, because Monday's more of a slower day. But looking at the purchases we basically made last night, so we made some last minute, and not investments, but just kind of we were buying training, because heavyweights were super expensive last night. A couple of snipes. You see Mike Edwards for 230. We ended up selling him for, I think, 280 or 270. A couple of, you see the Devin White right there, but you see most of the cards I don't do much sniping on Sunday. I ended up playing 4 weekly games. I'm not gonna, well, actually no, I could spoil I won all 4. I'll show highlights of, I think, the three games later on in this episode. But you see the sells, we just have Devin White, but man, the market definitely rose today a lot more than I expected. You see Conklin for 119. You're gonna see Sue's, I don't know what happened. Something switched middle day, and Sue just started going for 130K. So I was able to sell a couple for 119, which is quite insane. But man, the market has gone up. So hopefully you have sold off everything. As we do know, if you watch the Market Monday video, if you haven't watched to see what we're doing this week in terms of investments, if you want to make more coins you could ever imagine, watch that video. It's just investment. That's just investment part of making coins. We're going to be investing in 87, 88 team of the weeks tomorrow, as well as training in the afternoon. But in terms of what the market is at right now, I believe training is right at about 26 coins for training, so it's gone up around that 23, 24 range. That was Friday and Saturday. You can see the 90 to 91 market is still actually not super low. The 88, 89 market, which we had so many cards of, went a decent up. You'd see most 89s right now are selling for 90K. The other day they were mainly all for 85. The 90s have kind of hovered around the price. You can see I actually look up a Ted Hendricks. I think I got a snipe, because I actually bought a Ted Hendricks today for 170, sold it for 207. It only took 5 or 10 minutes to sell, so I was seeing what that price was at. But in terms of team of the week content, we are getting tomorrow another W in terms of cards. We get Trayvon Diggs is the current master 91 cornerback, and then we get, I'm gonna say his name wrong a lot of times, but Deltha O'Neal is the cornerback, the defensive hero, and then the Antonio Gates is the offensive. Cam Hayward is a limited. Tom Brady got limited. Those cards don't matter, but the two cornerbacks both have 91 speed. Diggs doesn't get 90 zone, but the Delta does. They are basically going to be, we've gotten the 3 best corners other than Mike Haynes. We got Ramsey, O'Neal, and now Diggs. 2 on one day. I think it's, personally, it's my favorite team of the week content drop. I have not picked up Josh Allen yet. Probably going to pick him up this weekend. I know I've been stacking coins. I haven't made many purchases, basically in the past weeks. I wasn't really planning on playing weekend league, so I didn't really have a need to buy players at their expense. If you bought Ramsey on Friday, you were paying $400. If you bought him on Saturday, you were paying $350. If you bought him on Sunday, you were paying around $330. If you do look, though, we did pick up the Jamal Adams. Remember, we picked the 90 NCAT, and we did power him up, but unfortunately, that means Ed Reed, he's been a staple at the club, a Mutt legend in terms of our No Money Spent series. He's been there. He was the first legend I think I bought the second Saturday that game was released, or basically first Saturday of the official launch. But Jamal Adams, the only thing I don't like about Jamal Adams, doesn't hit 90 zone, and he doesn't have the armbands he wears I don't know if he's changed his shit he wears in real life, but he does not have it anymore. But looking at the team that we use for the 4 weekly games, I was just kind of playing them late night to have some fun. I am testing out a new playbook. You see Seahawks offense, and I'll tell you why in the gameplay. We're going to go into a weekly recap. I want to do this every week. Now, this week, there's not that much to show in terms of additions and subtractions, because I've only added 2 players and lost 2 players, but basically will give us a recap. I would also suggest you guys do this if you have a no money spent. You can keep track of how much you've made during the week, and maybe some progress if you've gone worse, what changed basically if you had a bad week or a good week, but you see we started at 1.1 mil last Sunday or Monday, and then we are at 7.4. We've added Jamal Adams, added Zeke, the Gridiron Forge card. We've got rid of Ed Reed, and then Ricky Williams had a short stay with the team, with a total profit being just over 6 mil if you take out those sells of the cards, as well as a little under 6 mil realistically with weekly rewards. So I think I got like 175 to 200k, so more like 5.8. I mean, I think anyone would dream to get this profit. This is not a flex. It's more, I'm actually, oh no, I don't even know how to say this, but I'm pretty proud of the coins we were able to make. I only played 4 games this week and really only like devoted time on Friday and Saturday. The rest of the days where I was only really on like Madden playing for about, I'd say 2 hours a day at most. I really don't spend, you guys probably think I spend a lot more time on Madden than I do. It's more I just hop in a call basically, and I'll have my Xbox on, but I won't actually be doing anything in terms of the market. I'll just be waiting for cards to sell while watching football Saturday night, Sunday night, Thursday night, Monday night a lot of times. But we're hopping in to more of some highlights, because these games, you know, the first 5 games of Weekend League, if you're basically an above average player, which is probably most of you guys, these games are pretty much a cakewalk, and I'm just going to show highlights. I'm not going to show every single play, so it's going to be 3 games highlights. You see that first play that we had, that deep post, it's called, I think it's drag trail, I don't know. It's basically a deep left post in bunch. The only reason I'm switching from, well, actually there's a couple reasons I'm switching from Eagles/Colts to the same exact playbook. Their offensive coordinator is Doug Peterson, and well, Doug Peterson was on the Eagles, so that's why that playbook was the same, and now he's on the Colts, to the Seahawks. And there's a few reasons. One, it's the drag trail bunch card play that I ran on the first play. It's a post route of Calvin Johnson that is basically gun bunch and gun bunch offset are all but the same. But that one play, you also have this clear out play which has 2 glitchy like streaks that get over the top of cover 2s really well. But that deep left post is not in. I don't have that like flexibility in gun bunch offset. The only thing I lose from switching from Seattle or from Eagles to Seattle is I don't have double post. But double post, really, it's a good play to play when you're playing someone that's not that good, that's not making adjustments. But when you play someone that's a pretty competent player that will make adjustments, double post really, it gets boxed pretty easily in this game. It's not as OP as it was last year. As you see, by the way, a fumble on the first drive and this guy quits. He was actually probably the best opponent I played. He was driving with ease until that play. But yeah, double post is not in the Eagles or in the Seattle play, but we also get gun bunched or gun bunch tight end, which is the thrown offense, the PA boot over, and you have 2 deep cross rounds, just roll it right, basically huck it deep. It beats so many zones as well. I think it still does have deuce close. It does have tight slots, but it's more just for the drag. I need to remember the name because it's going to be my main play in this offense. It's basically a deep left post route from Calvin Johnson or the single side receiver, and it's just super important for beating cover 2. You basically, I'm trying to help my friend with this, but you don't want to have an offense really, you get stuck in gun bunch offset, man. You just check down, and really the only deep bomb you have in gun bunch offset this year is verticals, and it's more of a like quick snap play. In terms of the new playbook with Seattle, you have a much more deep threat, so make sure you have to cover all 3 phases of the field, deep, middle, and underneath. But that's going to be all for the gameplay clips. You see a bunch of deep passes on that post route, bunch of user picks. Ends up being a pretty standard first 5 or first 4 weekly games. That's all I end up playing, just because the wins this week supposedly aren't counting for, they're counting for last week's monthlies, but I already have 60 wins, and then they don't count for next week's monthlies. So I'm going to upgrade the team 1000% probably on Friday. Hopefully we get Gridiron Guardians Part 2 on Friday. I'll basically be probably spending half of the coins I get. Hopefully I get up to like around 8 mil to 9 mil range by then, and we'll spend maybe a 5 mil spending spree. We'll see. We're going to spend a lot of coins on upgrades. I enjoy upgrading my team and using them in game, but that's going to be all for this episode. I know it's a late night one, a little shorter, not as much content. Tuesday though, we got team of the week, so I don't have weekend league rewards. Monthly weekend rewards are on Thursday. Look forward to that this week. But until next time, subscribe if you're new, like if you enjoy the video, and comment if you have any questions. And until next time, peace.